Cash, you guys a question.
Yeah,
Do you draw?
I
Do you draw?
I used to. I mean, I still can. I could fucking fuck
Do you
around.
draw?
No, not currently.
Not at all. You used to.
You're better
what
than
is
me.
this?
Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want? Is that what you come here tonight to, to tell you that you're better of an artist than me? Is that what it is?
So if you draw, if I told you to draw right now, can you draw? I'm just gonna ask you this: can you draw realism?
Realism, bro.
Yeah,
I couldn't
realism, yeah.
spell realism. All right. Hey, what's up? Hey, yo. My name's Frank Castillo, and I'm high as shit already, and it is 8 p.m. on what is it? What's day today?
Wednesday.
Is Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing anything for Halloween?
Come in here.
Yo, is there a Halloween party? I should probably, pay attention to things like this. Hey, we got a good guest today. Oh, hey, you're JP. You're my co-host. Yo, what's up,
man?
dog? Hey,
What's up,
it's good
guys?
to see you. Yeah, man, that fucking first one you got me sent me already.
Hey, man, Cindy 99. It was done by the Summit Boys, but I think Puffin was the cultivator of that. I think it's got some of those, very similar to, Jack Terps, and so, it really sends my head off when normally it's very, very heady.
How much did you give me?
A lot.
Yeah, it felt like a lot.
Yeah. That's probably 0.2.
Oh, okay.
It was a pretty solid dab.
Hey, man, it's a 0.2 kind of day. This is a 0.2 kind of day. Our guest today, very excited to have him. I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself. The master artist. I just introduced you already. God, I'm so fucking high. But yes, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Lee, the master artist, and people know me as the art god.
Awesome. Fuck, goddamn, I'm so high. How are you feeling already off that dab?
Oh, that dab is incredible. Incredible.
Are you a big dabber or you mostly smoke weed?
I mostly smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mostly smoke flower. But I've been watching the wax, that part of the cannabis world kind of evolve, I guess, from the flower. So I've been watching how all that works, and for me, I've been testing out dabs. I just don't do it hardcore, but I do. I've been seeing the game change.
Oh yeah, no, it's ruined my life. When you do your art, are you usually do it when you're smoking weed, or you like to do that clear?
When I create my artwork, as far as smoking and cannabis, I love creating artwork high, all the way.
Fully
elevated.
Blasted?
Yeah, elevated to the highest degree. That's how I see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like you. I have an interesting story when it comes to smoking. So I was, I had an ex girlfriend of mine who she's the one that actually got me into cannabis.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
it's always a girl.
Oh yeah.
It was for me. Yeah. Sophomore in high school.
Yeah, it was a girl in high school I had a huge crush on. She was a senior. I was a sophomore, and they let me smoke weed with them because I told them I had weed, and I did. And I was just like, I get to hang out with the fucking chick I have a crush on. She was so not into me. But still, yeah, oh no, absolutely. So made a fool of myself. Oh, absolutely. But man, was it cool just smoking weed with chicks. You're just like, oh, this is great. Is this what it's like?
Right, definitely.
It's the little things.
It's the small things in life, dog.
I had a interesting situation. So an ex-girlfriend of mine, she's the one that got me smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I hadn't smoked weed before. So on our first date, I remember she rolled up a blunt.
Did she ask you so first date, she asked you if you smoke weed, or she just pulled it out and was just
she just pulled it out, rolled up a blunt.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that I like that in a woman, because then it's like, you're in. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
We're either doing this or fucking you're dropping me off.
Yeah, she rolling blunts, and she's like, roll up the windows.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, we hotboxing. And then, so I'm looking at her. I haven't smoked.
Never.
And
with nicotine, it's a lot a bit different.
Oh, man. So I'll never forget that day, because that was the first time I smoked weed. And I remember I was so high, I jumped out of the car. I ran to the nearest Starbucks. I ran inside the restroom. I turned the water on. I'm all splashing water on my face. And I was like, look at myself in the mirror.
That's that nicotine, right?
Yeah, man. Probably is honestly probably that or just being high as shit. It's almost like a trippy effect.
But I'll never forget that day. I came back to the car and she looked at me and she was like, damn, you tripping.
She was like, you ain't getting no pussy.
You tripping. He's like, I thought you smoked before. And then I looked at her and I lied to her.
Yeah.
I told her I smoked before, but I didn't.
I mean, how many times have we all lied to women just to be viewed as a little bit cooler? You know what I mean? And you know why you lie? Because it works. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
how many times have you like freaked out smoking weed?
That was the only time, my first time.
Was that enough? You just knew after that?
Yeah,
you're like,
that
"All right, I
was-
gotta keep an eye on it."
That was the only time I freaked out on it, where I was like, I felt I was so high that I had to run into the restroom and splash water on my face. You know, like it was, I was acting like I was on like.
How old were you at the time?
Like some,
Some
I don't
LSD
know,
or
some
some shit, dude.
some crazy ass drugs.
Especially, like, in the
Just,
bathroom.
you know?
Yeah.
Like looking at yourself in the mirror, like that's an LSD experience.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is,
like,
yeah.
you know, and I think that was the only time I really tripped out on weed, because it was. I remember because all I can remember is like my visualization was really blurry
Uh-huh.
when I first smoked.
Oh, okay.
The first time I ever smoked, and then I couldn't see anything clear, like on the side perceptions of
Yeah.
my eye.
Straight tunnel vision almost.
Yeah, I can only see what's in the center.
Yeah.
And then but that was from the first time. But now I don't get that anymore. Now I get more, because I've been smoking, I'm more zoned in.
Oh, okay.
when I
Focused.
smoke now. Yeah, like
Nice,
super
nice.
extreme focused.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so when it comes to art, I can create anything into an imagination, into a reality.
Yeah, yeah. That's the hardest part about
Yeah.
art and being an artist is getting the thing that you visualize in your head onto paper, whether it be like art or like writing skits. Because that was the thing is like, or if you think of like a joke or something, is like trying to figure out the best way to convey it, you know? I think I said something to you when I was talking about stand-up, and now you'll say it to me all the time, and I fucking hate it because I gave you like a piece of inside baseball and you use it against me all the fucking time. So there's this thing in like, one of the rules of comedy where it was like, if you ever like watching a comic do stand up and they'll be like, you know what I mean? And it's usually, it's a reflex because it's like a safety net, you know, because you're asking the audience because you're unconfident in the premise, you know? So it's like whenever I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, Frank, they don't know what you mean. It's your job to tell them. So figure it the fuck out. So I told him that once, and now every fucking time I'm like, you know what I mean? He's like, no, Frank, we don't. You should explain it to us better. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Iron sharpens iron or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, whatever the fuck. When did you start doing art?
So my story is I'm a child prodigy artist, a genius child prodigy artist of art.
And what child, like at like
So-
what age was this at?
So I was discovered at the age of 5 years old. I could draw proportionate animals. And my mom and dad fused the world of art education into me. They had me trained by master's degree painters and illustrators from Art Center, the #1 top college in the art education here in California.
Yeah.
And I could draw and paint like Leonardo da Vinci by the age of 10.
Damn.
Yeah, I was a badass. I was the best. I was trained to be the best artist in the world. And I was better than all the people who ever trained me.
Oh, okay.
So as an artist, for me, that's why I surpassed the level of being a master artist. People know me as the master artist, but I'm an art god.
Yeah.
Because basically now, like, I transcend the reality of what art can become now.
Yeah.
Because I create art from multi-million-dollar projects all the way to billion-dollar projects, and we want to hit $1 trillion project in art.
Who are some of the projects you've like done? Like, because you were telling me about the Bill Gates thing.
So, my story is as a child prodigy artist, I was recruited by, I was a commercial artist for 25 years, and I was the best commercial artist in the world. So I could draw any concept than anybody just told me. And I can create that 25 different ways.
Uh-huh.
And so I would do that for companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Microsoft. Long story short, I made Microsoft $1 million with one piece of artwork that I did that sold worldwide on Xbox Live.
And what year was this?
Believe this was like 2005.
So it was like
So
what
right
the,
when Xbox, like
so
the 360 came out.
The first,
Yeah.
the
yeah,
first
so when
Xbox.
they had the
or-
dashboard for the first
Oh
time.
yeah.
man.
Because I remember that first Xbox. It was like those weird ambient sounds and like that hanging fucking menu.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it'd scroll like sideways and the whole thing would move.
Yeah, and it would just kind of like it was like weird. Yeah.
What
yeah.
was it? Was it like something in the background of like on the screen, or was it like an actual piece of art you could buy through like?
Because you could buy the themed things.
Like it was the theme for the like your like a digital theme, or was it?
This was a cold-blooded story right here. A gentleman named Paul Schmeidecke, he worked with the marketing agency that we both worked with. It was called DZN Group, a marketing agency, but Paul Schmeidecke was cold-blooded. He had the connection in with Microsoft and Xbox. So he brought that client in. Microsoft was our client. The media agency that we work with, they had the master artist working with them. So they paired me up with Paul. So I looked at Paul's like, oh, okay, so you got the Xbox deal? He's like, tell me the deal. And he goes, we could have your artwork on here as an avatar. Jason, sell it for $1 a piece worldwide. You'll be competing with Gears of War and Call of Duty. And I said, I know exactly what to do.
Which is crazy because you look at the way everything is now, and it's like skins
So
on
derivative from that.
Skin-
It was buying avatar skins for your 360 avatar.
instead of your skins for your fucking Call of Duty Warzone,
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Which I bought 2 yesterday.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you play. I mean, yeah, we were talking about it last night. Warzone has this Halloween themed, and it's like each skin is $20. I mean, EA made all the money off those buy packs, but most companies can now do free games and just charge skins, and that's how they make their whole fucking all their money. Fortnite didn't even finish their fucking main game.
yeah, it's still in beta.
Yeah.
Yes. So what was amazing was that my piece, this is the story. When I created the piece, I had told Paul, I told you I'm the best of the best. You're going to have me compete with Gears of War and Call of Duty. I said, remember, I'm a genius. I'm going to take the approach of gearing it towards the female, sexy, beautiful market and the gamer market right there. And I told him that.
Yeah.
So I told him I'm going to create a beautiful, sexy samurai goddess warrior. Beautiful goddess body, voluptuous, with the boobs and the ass, long legs, armor.
Mm-hmm.
She's got chains, she's got daggers, and she got weapons. And I said, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
We put that up as an original avatar that people could buy for $1 a piece worldwide. In 3 months, I was in there. He's like, wow, we're at 250,000 sold.
It's $250,000.
Yeah, in like 3 months.
That's crazy to think. It's crazy to think of like how to value yourself.
And it's like a piece of work too that gets bought repetitively too. It's not just like a one thing where it's hanging or like someone has it now. It's a thing that you can actually monetize, which is what it sounds like Microsoft did.
$1 a piece worldwide. Everybody who has an Xbox Live can buy it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Nuts.
bananas. And you got that
Yeah.
because you were working at the advertising agency.
Have that
And,
agency.
and you got linked up with them as a client. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, pretty
So-
insane.
How long were you working at that agency for?
So after I made that $1 million for the agency, I left.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're like,
you're
like,
yeah,
fuck
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I left corporate America.
Mm-hmm. Smart
Um,
move.
Corporate America is interesting. It's a great way for young people to learn about the business organization.
Mm-hmm.
Once you kind of learn how corporate America works on the organization of it, then you could leave and boss up. You could be create your own company.
Yeah.
And
Did you have like at that moment when that happened at that moment you're like, oh, this is the next step immediately, or was there any hesitation? Was there any? You were just like, no, I need to. I got to quit. I need to make this next step.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. How I felt. I said I made Bill Gates $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I said if I made Bill Gates $1 million, then I'll go make myself 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it. I said, you know what? I'm the best of the best.
Yeah.
Let me go out. I'll be the master artist was formulated.
Yeah.
And then I knew that I could dominate. I could dominate fine artists like easy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I became a fine artist.
Yeah.
And when you become a fine artist, now you can sell artwork for $1 million.
How do you become a fine artist?
You know what? You just make the choice.
Yeah.
There's no real like classification for the most part. I mean, art.
That's hysterical because that's like so many things. It was Tony Hawk was talking about it where he talks about I think it was Tony Hawk. Yeah, he talks about a pro skater and when he was just like an amateur skater. When he went to go do tournaments, there was just a box you checked, and he was just like, I guess I'm a pro now, and just checked the box.
One day decided he was a pro, and then that's it. It's literally what it takes, man. Is taking that step.
Yeah.
There's so much power in that.
That's
Definitely,
fucking insane. And you have an art studio where?
So I have an art studio in downtown Los Angeles at the brewery.
That's wild.
That's the largest art community in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing over there. I love that community so much.
So so how often are you like doing artwork now? Are you still constantly drawing
artwork every single day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been commissioned until the day I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm commissioned all the way
just
through.
like fully booked. You're like
fully booked all the way through. But then I'm maneuvering by making the right choices on what I need to create.
Yeah.
Because everything that I create now has to be legendary. So
does that help keep you interested in? You keep you interested in the project, like trying to like constantly outdo your last piece or like do what's interesting.
That's so weird. That's so funny that you say it like that because there's so many like comics that I know that are like writers. Like one of my best friends is this really good writer. His name is Jerron Horton, and we've had pitched ideas back and forth, and I love the way that he approaches how he writes things. He's written on TV shows, but he's like, unless I care about it and truly am like, I want to give it my all. He's like, I'm not gonna touch it. He's like, because I want it to be like, he's like, I want to keep making great things, and the next thing I touch or the next thing I do, I want it to be just the next step, but just better. And it's like, oh yeah, that's an interesting way to approach things. Because you definitely like, I see a lot of comics who approach sets or like opening or, I mean, not now because of the apocalypse, but they would approach things of like, well, it was a saying that I heard where it was like, the second you start showing up, or the second you start treating stand-up like it's just a paycheck, then your comedy's going to suffer, and then you're not going to get good. So it's like, there's comics I knew who would just, they'd only open for like one person, and then it was like a paycheck. They weren't like writing jokes, they weren't getting better, they were just going there to collect the paychecks, and their comedy got worse. Yeah. And it was just like, oh shit, you only open for this person, you don't do anything else, and then now it's going to be real tough.
Yeah.
By the way, too, also, I think I should explain this to you guys as well, too. You asked if I had a studio, and I said, yes, I have a studio, but I have many production studios throughout the world. So I have production studios in Los Angeles and then also in Japan.
Okay.
And also we just partnered in with China.
Okay.
So we just have those two within the last. With Japan, we've been aligned with for the past decade.
Okay.
Yeah, then China was been the past few years.
That's crazy. What's it like creating art in China? That's so nuts. Like how much expression?
You got to be very specific.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I'll be real. I already knew this. Like for me, I had to protect my art from the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any
like,
sort of
right
censorship or any sort of
no,
control.
Right away, because I know that like
people get their hands cut off out there.
Oh man, I've met a lot of these business owners, and especially by them getting my artwork, now they can print my artwork on any kind of products. that they have out there.
Yeah.
So they're benefiting. They're wanting to soak up all of my artwork
Okay.
and capitalize off of it
Yeah.
already.
Use it
So
for whatever
boom,
shit.
they're already.
I saw some of the brands that you were showing me that you work with. You were doing shit. It was Insane OG, right? That's crazy. You started. So like, how many brands have you worked with?
Oh man.
Because you're doing because also like with art and stuff like that, it's also like when you're doing branding like that, it could be through everything. That was the thing that blew my mind is you were showing me all those pictures, and I was like, oh, that's also like a brand that I know. That's like a weed brand. That's crazy.
Yeah, the cannabis industry. You got many great friends. The High Rise.
Mm-hmm.
I love the High Rise crew. Love BASECAMP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very fun place. Thank you guys.
Man, this place is amazing. I love this. Every time I come over here, it's always a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I also do is so as a master artist, I left corporate America and I became a master artist. And why did I become a master artist and dive into the fine art world? It's because I wanted to master the laws of high-powered provenance. Do you guys know what that means?
No.
So
Please explain.
I'm gonna fucking t-shirt with 3 wolves in the snow. I have no idea what you just said.
you guys are going to love it. Okay, mastering the laws of high-powered provenance means basically, in a simple sense, getting my artwork to the world's wealthiest people in the world.
Uh-huh.
And then tying in my relationship with them so that I could sell my artwork to their colleagues and their friends for $1 million all the way up to $100 million.
Yeah, so it's just smart businessman.
Exactly, and that's exactly the plan, right?
So
there.
how did you start to do that?
I did that after I left. I made Bill Gates the $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I left.
So you were just like going to parties and like just like hitting up like douchebaggy couples? No. You were like, who looks
You guys like art?
Yeah, like who looks like the most evil people here? These guys. You sell weapons? Dope. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's so cool to think that you sold artwork to like the evil villains of most Marvel movies.
Oh,
It's kind of cool to think.
It's interesting being around all these wealthy people.
Yeah, because there's a difference between like rich and there's a difference between like wealthy. Like
Yes.
rich people is like, I got like a Ferrari or like a dope car and like a dope mansion. Like wealthy people's like, I'm putting my housekeeper's kids through Harvard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like wealth changes people's lives. Like when you're around them. Yeah, that's like some fucking like my family's been working for this family for fucking generations.
Yeah.
Why? Because we all get to drive Maseratis. You know what I mean?
Everyone's taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. What's it like around wealthy people?
Shout out our patron real quick. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I literally
sorry.
just fucking remembered.
So we're smoking Bermuda pie cake for Casey Lee. Thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Casey.
Appreciate
Thank you, Casey.
Patreon member. I appreciate it. Thank you. It makes my wife not yell at me as much. You know what I mean? She still does. So yeah, what's it like meeting and talking to like wealthy people? They move different, right?
Yeah, they move extremely different. I would say it's really interesting. I'll tell you my experience of how I met one individual.
Yeah.
His name is Michael Milken.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael Milken is a billionaire. He is worth $3.7 billion net worth.
Jeez.
He runs the Milken Institute in Santa Monica.
What is that?
Milken Institute, and this institute is they put on the Milken Conference at the Beverly Hilton Hotel every year annually, and they basically bring all the high-powered billionaires all over the world into one conference, and then they all network with each other.
Mm.
Yeah, they all network with each other.
Is that where they plan where all the wars are going to start? Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
really high. I've been watching a lot of Roger Stone. Continue.
Definitely.
You're not laughing super hard, so now it's making me more concerned that might be what happens. So they all get to network, and that's where you get to meet them.
Yeah, they pretty much all network over there, and then they all make high power business moves.
Fuck.
Yeah, so they
Acquiring companies and shit.
Yeah, acquiring companies, making trading resources,
Yeah.
things like that, making donations.
Yeah.
They might give a couple multi-million-dollar donations for
A multi-million-dollar
causes.
donation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sweating when the fucking Girl Scout cookies is trying to fucking get me to buy some boxes. $250 million? That's insane.
How many does $5 get me?
Yeah. Oh, can I get like 3 cookies at the sleeve?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's.
So then that being said, like I imagine you're painting in these people's houses, like on like walls, like in rooms or houses, like mural style. What's the weirdest room you've ever painted, like in someone's house?
Weirdest room I've ever painted. Oh, weird. When you say weird, that's really.
I guess it's,
Yo,
I guess it's a pretty broad
was
spectrum.
someone like, hey, can you paint a mural of my wife? This is the room we fuck in. You know what I mean? Like, because billionaires get weird, right? Like, I'm sure there's like, have you painted someone's sex dungeon? Is I'm sure what JP is trying to ask you.
You know what? I definitely has.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
Actually, it's interesting. He's gonna love it. I painted a billionaire's sex dungeon in the Hollywood Hills, and he wanted me to create the galactic universe, a space, all throughout his. He has a 8-story billionaire mega mansion. They've owned that mansion for about 30 years.
Jesus.
It's their family is they own a company called Jardin Corporation. This company is like the biggest consumer products corporation. So they do a lot of the business with Walmart and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his family is like mega wealth.
Damn.
So he this guy just lives up there, all up in the $8 million 8-story mansion. It's actually a $8 to $10 million mansion.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it's definitely. I'd love to show you guys it.
Damn, I couldn't
Galactic
imagine.
space. I created the moon. I plated meteors flying in the sky. Saturn.
Nothing like busting
Earth.
a nut in the universe. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Just fucking orgasming
Floats
next to.
there.
Yeah. Just fucking coming next to Orion's belt. That's beautiful, bro. There's a Uranus joke that I'm not going to make because I'm better than that. You know what I mean? I've been doing comedy 10 years. I don't have to. Anyways, I think it's 11 now. I don't know. I can't add.
That's how long you been doing comedy? Yeah.
Yeah. 11 years now.
Did you know I do art and comedy?
No way.
Yeah.
Like you do comedy and then do art?
I do. I basically transfuse art and comedy together.
I've seen that work well like 2 times. There's 2 people that I've seen it do it. Well, because there was a guy who actually was like the art was it was like he would draw stuff and then the thing would move. He was like an art magician comic, and the way it worked was fucking actually pretty fascinating. Dimitri Martin, same thing. Like it's very hard to do art and comedy, so I would actually love to have seen that. But I respect people that try, man. Like I'm a purist. I have to do just like stand up and stuff. I have friends who do characters who like dress up and go up, and I'm like, fuck, that shit's tough. It's so hard.
Man, I was cold-blooded with it when I went to the art and comedy. You know what I said as a master artist? Because I draw like the Sistine Chapel, you know, and things like that. I draw like God creating Earth, you know, in different dimensions and galaxies and space. And
I want to do mushrooms with you, bro. But yeah.
Oh man. But I said this. I'll draw a cartoon of you like straight in front of your face. Easy work. I was like, easy work.
Crowd work with drawings. I can see that.
Yeah. Just do characters of people up
like,
front.
But
That's
for me, that's art comedy.
Yeah.
For me,
yeah.
it's like I know that I could bust a cartoon, a funny ass cartoon of anybody's face.
Yeah.
On the spot. If I wanted to do it, I could do it. Like, and I could do it fast.
Yeah.
So that's what the part of being a true artist.
It almost becomes less of like it blurs the line of like Bo Burnham's the same kind of way. Like it's hard to be like Bo Burnham's a comic. Like he is something completely different because of everything he does. Music, and he is, I think, an artist. So I get that. That's very interesting to think. But yeah, no, there are different people where it's like comedy's not just stand up. You know. I mean, Sarah Cooper's lip syncing right now on TikTok, and that's art, and it's beautiful. I'm so fucking high.
Hell yeah, bro.
How long have you been a sailor?
Art and comedy. What I do is I draw funny cartoons of people's faces.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
That's great.
I love to do that with you guys too.
I mean, trust me.
Anytime.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need it.
On the art comedy tip, that's just like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If you have a master artist and you like comedy, then it's like, master artist, can you bust a little funny picture of me?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we would love that.
If I was in people's shoes, that would be the.
No, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
we've needed something like that for a little bit now, when we've been bugging artists, and it's just, it'd be interesting to see what. I see you brought a backpack full of things. We would love to see what you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you want to continue interviewing, or do you want to take a break, or I mean, we can keep the things rolling.
Dude, I love talking with you guys right
Yeah.
now. You guys haven't even gotten even juicy into my story.
No, bro, let's get into it.
Dude,
What's the juice, bro?
You don't even know that I create artwork of the most beautiful women in the world.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
the
into
most beautiful women in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I create artwork of those women.
Nice. Are we about to start jerking off to pictures on your phone? Because listen, I'll lower the lights. No, I'm just kidding.
I tell you a cold story about that, saying jerking off.
Well, this podcast just got very, very, very fun.
When I was I remember I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was 18, and I went to Comic-Con. And I showed my art around, and I met a couple of movie producers.
Yeah.
And then these movie producers are from New York. So anyhow, they love my artwork, and we stayed in connection. They said, "Jason, we want you to make the characters for our film."
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay."
Like storyboard kind of stuff, or like they wanted you to do the visual.
They just wanted me to make the character first.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because they didn't even have the visuals of the character.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I drew the concepts of their characters.
Character concept.
Yep. Which actually featured a lot of beautiful women.
Yeah.
So they had a bunch of beautiful girls. And then, so anyhow, I drew it all out. And I remember I put it inside the mailed it to New York. So they received it over there. And then they call me a week later. And then he says, he said, "Oh my God." He's all like, "These are gorgeous." He's all like, "Man, the way you draw these women, amazing. He's all, you get it in on these women." And I said, "Yeah, I'm the best at that." And then he did this. He put the drawings down, and he says, "I have it here on my desk." He's all, "Thank you so much. I'm going to show it to my partner." And then he ends up calling me back 10 minutes later, and he says, "Master artist," he says, "you're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" He's all, "I was going to show my partner the pictures that you created of our characters, and I lost them. They weren't on my desk, so I was freaking out." And he's like, "Somebody stole them." And then he's like, he went running around. He found his partner in the restroom jerking off to him.
I guess they're approved.
Dude.
Yeah. They are ready. He was like, "We're definitely going to use these."
Yep, definitely going to use these. Yeah. Dude.
Talk about multimedia art, no?
Dude.
Man. These
So
pictures are stuck together. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. From that point, I've known about
Man,
that.
$1 million for Bill Gates, and I made this movie producer come? This is... My career's going great.
My career is going great. Yes, it is.
Yeah, man. Usually when people make producers come, there's a lot of trauma involved. No one else? Come on, that was a great one. You know you love that one. Hey, I don't have an actual writing job, so I can't get canceled. Oh, damn, that was great. No, for real, though, that's a problem.
Of course not.
Oh, man. That's fucking hysterical.
Feel free to pass it too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weed.
For sure. Thank you. Man.
Yeah, no, we're going to get you extremely blasted this whole show.
Dude, you know what, dude? I got to get elevated. You know what? I want to tell you guys. You guys having the master artist on this show tonight. You know what this means?
What?
This means that I'm going to basically revolutionize what's going on here.
Wow. Okay. Dope.
The whole
yeah.
thing.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Like,
listen. We've been need for revolution for a little bit.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah.
You have the best of the best in the art world being interviewed. For me, like me, I dominate in art.
Yeah.
I dominate in visuals.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, the cartoon of you guys, the comedy,
Yeah.
the fun, that aspect of the cannabis world, in my opinion, like that's extremely necessary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Needed.
It's so. I mean, I text this motherfucker like every day where I'm like, thank God. I also text Josh too much saying thank God. But I mean, for like 2 years, I talked to all these fucking comics and talking about this podcast, and they were like, no. I had fucking comics call me and tell me it was a bad idea, but I'd be out talking and hanging out with these fucking weed people, people that worked in companies, people that smoked weed, that knew a lot about weed, grew weed, like cool fucking people that I've known for a very long time, and they're like, no, do it. There's no there's not a lot of stuff that's like that, especially when it comes to like good comics, and yeah, it feels cool to have a place to bring comics and actually like and other guests and like talk. But yeah, no. The comedy and weed is so interconnected, I mean, that's how we met, especially at the back of the store. Yeah. Every comic I know smokes weed, It's not like...
An impressive amount of weed. Yeah, It's not like they come back and like hit it once, like their session. And it's always like, oh, shit.
We've also ruined other comics' days who've been in the scene for way longer. Like, Steve Byrne was smoking with us once in the back. He was like, he had a little bit to drink and he was having fun. And he came and like hit this big he hit one of those and he was like, what's this? Yeah, fuck it, I'll smoke. And he took like 3 puffs and then we didn't see him again for the next fucking rest of the night. And then the next day he calls me and he goes, oh man, what happened last night? And I was like, bro, you smoked a bunch of weed. And he was like, I smoked weed? I'm like, yeah, man, you smoked a lot of it too. But we had a lot of fun. It was just a dope, vibe.
Definitely.
That's my favorite thing too about weed is it brings like so many different people together. Like it's like definitely like a unifier, in the point where like two people who are fucking into video games and sports together. You know what I mean? Because they're like the same strain, and like it's insane. So the conversations that you have back there or in places like this become one-of-a-kind conversations.
You don't think fucking the people that do... I almost said something very stupid. I almost said, you don't think the people that run the stuff around the world aren't doing this exact same thing? Smoking fucking tons of weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's important, too, where it's like, it's so funny where it's like, everybody smokes weed. My fucking wife's... now I got to cut this. My wife's very strict parents used to smoke weed. They used to be stoners. My very conservative grandparents used to smoke weed. Now they do again a little bit. My mom used to smoke weed and do mushrooms. But I think it's definitely changing.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Cannabis is it's a part of the culture and part of society. It's been around for a long time. You know what I feel as if cannabis has took a bad rap on the marketable aspect of it.
Oh,
it's been marketed so negative,
absolutely,
for so many years. And I feel that it's important to for the new generation in the cannabis world to represent the cannabis culture as a basically a expand it and broaden it.
Absolutely,
you know, and make it make it even more funner.
Yeah, it's
More
Yeah.
funner and more exciting.
Yeah, you definitely can't
You
turn
know?
your back on like the culture, like the people who got you here and stuff. But like, I definitely understand the ability of like bringing it, like marketing it a lot better and stuff. Because it's like we make fun of it all the time, like the people that market to like not the mainstream, but like the people that never have smoked weed. And you're like, oh, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, there's people who smoke weed for years who should be getting marketed to. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. I always told people, how come there isn't, like, people don't look at the cannabis world like, hey, that's the America's next stoner sweetheart right there, like, that's amazing. Like, that's kind of how I want the cannabis world to be embraced.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, it is a
like-
major part of American culture.
I think I feel like it's
Yeah,
kind of starting to happen, like with
It's-
influencers and
yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's starting.
Yeah, it's
To
starting
get
to
there,
be. Yeah.
but until everyone's smoking weed, or like until alcohol gets involved with alcohol companies, like big like Budweiser get involved in weed, and it becomes federally legal. Like I don't know if we'll ever see that.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know if it'll ever be that way too, but I mean,
Because
you'd
even,
hope.
Like famous people, like we were talking about it last time. You're talking about like there's people who are famous for being stoners, like Cheech and Chong, and there are famous people who smoke weed. You know what I mean? There's tons of people who are not talking about it who are big stoners.
We were actually, I sent you
Big
that
stoners.
that Blacklist article. It was about famous or like movie stars and stuff starting weed brands and coming into the cannabis culture and the backlash they feel, or like how much people actually trust them, because so like certain people, like with Cheech and Chong, it's a little bit more understandable because you're like, oh, that's who they were. They're a major part of weed culture anyways. I trust them. Whereas like Jim Belushi, it's kind of like all right, you were great on SNL. I like the other one better. No. Eight Simple Rules for Dating My Daughter was one of my favorite shows. I don't know if that was the right show. Anyways, but yeah. So like that's a little bit different. You
Yeah.
look at like if Martha Stewart comes out with a weed brand, it's like, but if she's teamed with Snoop Dogg, you're like, all right, well, a little bit
Think
different.
about it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a big thing too. Like even when like Seth Rogen launched his brand, it like got to the point where like he announced it on Instagram, it became this huge thing. They were putting posts up, created product, and then it immediately never made it to market in the U.S. What I'm saying, they just kept it in Canada and kind of kept doing their thing up there. And it's like one of those things that he's a famous stoner, and like if you trust one person to do it, it'd probably be him. But it's like they don't really have the means or like know the people necessarily. They might, who are in their day-to-day growing it, have the genetics, and really care about it or have the time to put into it to care about the plant.
Yeah, it's interesting. Definitely want to find more people who could basically embrace the same power of uplifting the cannabis marketability on a more broader and funner and innovative spectrum.
Yeah, and that's I think
that'd be better.
I think that's what we're kind of trying to do with this too. That it's like a little more comedy and like showing that you can have like good conversations and like fun, really laugh and stuff. God, I'm so fucking high, I can't even say words. Jesus Christ. This is how I get. Like the first 30 minutes of this podcast are always like, "Oh, this
Really
is
good.
great, concise."
Oh,
the last 30 minutes is just Frank figuring out how to fill time. It's a lot like my hour sets. You're just like, "Oh, he's really just trying." Very self-deprecating today. Yeah, dude. When we don't, like, if we don't like, it's without the stand-up, doing the podcast and like making people laugh and guess. That's like my fucking
All word vomit.
yeah, it's my like release now,
That way.
Whereas like with painting you can do it, or like your art you could do it like immediately without like stand up or like a group of people. I'm just like trying to make my wife laugh, and that lady hates me so much right now. Trying to make her laugh every day. She's like, I've heard it so many times. There's so many times you could say a punchline to her that she's like, yeah, I get it. What's the next part? Do you have a lady? Are you in a relationship?
You know what? I have too many beautiful women in the world who are basically, I'm one of the world's most eligible bachelors,
Nice.
but I have too many beautiful women that are, they're trying to get wifed up,
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine.
by the master artist. They're trying to set me up,
Yeah,
know.
bro.
They're trying to They're trying to get, you know.
They're just like, my face is a is your plate or palette or whatever it's called. What is it? My face is your canvas. You know, squirt. I don't know how artist hoes are. Are there artist groupies? Are there artists like hoes?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Big time.
Is
Lots
it?
of rosé.
Oh, man.
Do they have nicknames? Are they like, you know, I don't know, fucking
Ram
like
tramps.
Mona and Lisa's or some shit?
That's good.
Yo. Hey, man, I actually wrote that like 3 weeks ago. Like, it was so
love that one right
stupid.
there.
Mona and
Been
Lisa's.
keeping that since I met you.
Yeah, bro, I've been waiting for a while.
I love that one.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh, man, stupid. I got to create a masterpiece of that concept.
Mona and Lisa's.
Moaning Lisa.
Oh, that's
No, the
so
Moaning
funny.
Yeah,
The
the
Moaning
Moaning
Lisa.
Lisa.
I don't know, man. I feel like we could keep going with this bit. I feel like she's from Boston. She's got a very annoying accent, but she's a great lay. Oh man, I miss doing this.
Oh, man.
That's so fucking stupid. That's great. What are
The
you
Moaning
working?
Lisas,
The
yes.
Moaning Lisas. Are you working on anything now?
As far as the,
Just projects?
beautiful women, or
Yeah. Were you
beautiful? I
always?
told you I was the most.
Were you always good?
One of the world's most eligible bachelors.
Yeah.
Like,
Were you good? Are you good with women? Like talking to them and stuff? I feel like being an artist is a little easier.
man,
you know?
dude, I gotta tell you a cold story about my game with beautiful
Oh
women.
my God. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Because
Because women love this eccentric ridiculousness, and you know what I mean. Like I get it, bro. I get it.
you know, I'm the last great Art Casanova.
Okay. Like, let me take you back to my place and paint you.
Dude, even more cold-blooded than that, bro. Even more. Yeah.
Girl, I got the Titanic at home. We can fucking do this.
Oh, man, even more. This is how cold-blooded I am with the art of beautiful women. So if I see a beautiful woman across the way,
Yeah.
so all I have to do is pull out my sketchbook and then draw. And I draw her. And then I don't even say one word. I turn it around. And then the beautiful woman just comes straight to me. Yeah.
Damn.
I just have that power through my art.
Yeah.
So that's the power that artists don't got that. I got that.
Yeah.
You gotta be an art guide to do that.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, so that's what I do with beautiful women.
Wow.
So that's
I gotta learn to draw, dude.
Yeah, man, I gotta learn how to fucking paint. Jesus Christ. Fucking around trying to make people laugh. This is bullshit.
man, dude.
I'm a little upset.
Maybe you gotta combine both together or something. You know?
Nah, man, I can't draw. My sister can draw. She's getting better. I encourage her all the time. Me, I fucking was not good at drawing. I like to. I doodled. I was a doodler. I doodled.
You doodled.
I doodled.
I did
Stick
too.
figures.
Not very
Stick
well.
figures.
I used to
Yeah.
do like stick figure of fights, like wars.
I would do that too.
And so
yes,
like
yes.
everyone would have like fucking swords and shit, and like do like landscapes.
Yeah, that
and,
puts
like,
you in detention real quick. You're in the counselor's office usually every Friday after that.
Why is this guy getting stabbed?
Yeah. I was like, I was just fucking. He was on the wrong side of the war.
I would draw like logos on shit. So like it would be two towers, and one would just be like the Pepsi symbol, and the other one would be like
Coca-Cola.
or like Marlboro or something, like just like random shit. The stick figures would be fighting.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy to think. Kids doodles are scary.
Yeah, I don't think my brain could do that. I mean, I'm sure it does, but like it's like sitting there idly, and then as a kid, like that's what you wanted to do was put that on paper.
Yeah.
And do that. Now it's like fucking play video games.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a
Interesting.
question?
Yeah,
Do you draw?
Do
Do you draw?
I used to. I mean, I still can. I could fucking fuck
Do you
around.
draw?
No, not currently.
Not at all. You used to.
You're better than
what
me.
is
Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want?
Can
Is that what you come here tonight to tell you that you're better of an artist than me? Is that what it is?
So if I told you to draw right now, can you draw? I'm just gonna ask you this: can you draw realism
Realism? Bro,
Yeah,
I couldn't
realism, yeah.
spell realism.
But you can draw stick figures.
Yeah.
You can draw stick figures,
For
right?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I drew stick figures too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was like 2,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, the stick figures turned into ninjas.
Yeah. But you're saying you
Yeah.
eventually get
The
better.
ninjas were just kicking ass.
Yeah.
they're kicking ass. They're running around the world,
Yeah.
and then they're beating up other ninjas.
I remember
That's how.
I was a kid and I would like create comic books. Like I couldn't draw, but I remember my mom would be like, "All right, tell me what you want to draw," and she would draw it, and I would just be like, this, and this." And I remember like I made a comic book when I was like super young, but it was. I think my mom stole it. My mom was so proud of it, and I was like,
It was fucking her time with you, dog.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
bonding. She
Oh,
loved it. What are you talking
okay.
about? Come on.
That's so funny. I'm like, oh, fucking, and you're just like, that's a beautiful
Like,
moment.
that's fucking sweet.
I may have some animosity towards her. I don't know. This is no, I love her to death. She's great. I got to check these cameras for a second. But go ahead and ask your question.
What question?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd pick up on
Have
that.
something right away. I remember like when I was a kid, like at all like our like book fairs or whatever, the first book that I always try to pick up would be one of like how to draw like your favorite comic book character. So it was like a Spider-Man one that had like, here's draw the stick figure and then draw like the ovals and circles and shade them and everything like that.
I had all that right there.
How quick does the average person progress, like from like stick figures to very basic like people and whatnot, like proficient?
Yeah, it's like
Years,
interesting.
though, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting for me. Like when I was young, it was like the ninjas. When I was really young, from the stick figures to ninjas, to basically like Transformers. I used to watch Transformers.
Yeah.
It was Voltron and kind of stuff like that. And then when you see kind of those robotic shapes, now you're able to see mass
Okay.
and like simplicity. And so for me, the more I got like older, the more I started to be in tune with comic books. And then I started to study, like, of course, when you're looking at comic books, you're looking at like, I was looking at like X-Men, Superman, Batman. So you're looking at the physique, and I had like He-Man toys and all that kind of
like
stuff.
in the 90s when like the giant overgrown physique was like the style. Like it
Yeah.
was the super masculine superhero, the like tiny waist, huge shoulders.
Remember He-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was asking like, how did I get from doing like the stick figures to ninjas to like comic books,
Yeah.
right? Or like
Yeah.
realistic things. And then I told him it was basically like my mind started from the ninjas to Transformers to like robots. And then when you see like robots, you can see like the simplicity of the mass. And so from there, I don't know when I'm young, I didn't know anatomy.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to learn about mass.
Yeah.
So my drawing is going to change. But now since my style and my talent and my power as an artist is elevated at such a high powered level, as an art god now I have the ability to create anything now. So now it's like everything is like a snapshot of something of an imagination, and then I could basically manipulate it as well too. So that's the power that artists need to always learn if you want to become a master of your craft.
Yeah.
Regardless of the money and the business and all that kind of stuff, just you as an artist, it's called innovation. Like if you can innovate your craft to the highest degree, that's all it is. It's being the best of the best at what you do, and I always test artists out.
Yeah.
That's how I became a master artist, because I'll be real with you guys. I started just challenging artists.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna trip out on this. I said this. I was always the best artist since I was a child. I was better than kids that were twice my age and 3 times my age and adults. And then, as I told you, I was better than all my teachers, all my professors, anybody who tried to teach me how to draw. I would always draw better than them. and then they would always know it too.
Mhm.
Everyone's always just like bowing down. So for me, being the best artist in the world, it's about me basically like transcending and pushing limits with everything that I draw now. You know, so that's where my mentality is now in art, because I say it's about innovation, and it's about philanthropy. So innovation and philanthropy are the two main things that I create artwork for now, because it's basically me as an art god. It's me bringing God's destiny to this world through my divine power, right? Because now I can create anything into a reality, especially if I align forces with all the high-powered billionaires who are collecting my artwork, and then they're going to invest into basically the greater good of a human revolution through art.
Yeah.
As the master artist, the greatest artist of all time, elevating the whole entire world, you know, and on a global scale. That's what I want.
Damn, that's way better than my goals. I just want a fucking hour special by sometime. That's fucking dope, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's why, like, for right now, it's interesting. Like, we've been sitting here, you guys. I have a lot of interesting things about me. It's interesting. Like I said, I'm a high-powered innovator, but I'm a high-powered genius of marketing. I'm also the world's greatest art dealer. I also create multi-million-dollar ideas, like now.
Yeah.
So I can create a $1 million piece of artwork for you, or of an idea that we can make right now.
Yeah.
If we talked about it.
Yeah.
Right? Same as you. I could make $1 million for you with an idea. So those are things that we should talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's make this podcast $1 million. We've been trying to figure out how to do like a good cover, because it's like, you know, podcast cover and like a good logo and stuff. And that's the thing that we've always kind of been stuck on, because I see a lot of stuff that are like
definitely need brand marketing.
Exactly. Yes. And you know, I don't know if you could tell, but we're on phones right now.
What's the name of the brand?
Buddies.
Buddies. Buddies. That's it. Just
Buddies.
Exclamation point.
Buddies! Exclamation point.
Exclamation. Or
Really?
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Buddies. You need Buddies brand, high-powered brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, it's such a simple concept, because you know, with me doing comedy and being at the Comedy Store, it was like behind the stores, just kind of like a place where everyone would meet and hang out before their sets, and it's only comics allowed. So it was comics and their guests. So all the different ranges of big comics would have insane guests. So if it was like, you know, there's how we've been there with Chappelle, and then we ended up both talking to fucking his producer and
Talib
Kweli and his fucking engineer, and it was like we had a great conversation. He got to hear fucking the album before it dropped. You know what I mean? Like, so that was the kind of thing we wanted to create, like a place where just artists could come hang out and smoke and stuff. You know, it was just like, you know, it's you and your buddies. You know, so that's kind of like the vibe I always dug. Is like very simple, but just kind of about the art. And weed.
Getting stoned.
And getting stoned.
Who's the world's greatest comedic stoner?
I mean, that's the biggest thing. Is that's what we always said was like, I think everyone always, like, you know, people thought Doug Benson. I think Doug Benson kind of was. He was the one that kind of really revolutionized what it was to be like a stoner comic. But then you kind of realize that weed being legal now, it's there's no like big stoner comic. It's like, name me all the comics that smoke weed, and it's pretty much everybody. You know, Bert Kreischer smokes weed. Segura fucking eats edibles. Joe Rogan smokes weed. Like Duncan Trussell smokes weed. Like pretty much every comic I know smokes weed. So it's just funny that it's like you don't even really need to brand it as like, you know, oh, you know, these are the weed guys. You know, it's like, and also we don't want to be like weed comics. You know, because I'm not a weed comic. Yeah. I'm a comic that smokes weed. You know. Kind of the same thing. It's like I'm not a Mexican comic. I'm a comic that is Mexican, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to be... The thing I was always preached was you don't want to be like... you don't want to be a thing, you know? You just want to be a comic. And then everything else is just things you're interested in. You know what I mean? Like, Joe Rogan's not the martial arts comic, you know what I mean? He just loves MMA. What's that?
Shut it out.
Oh yeah, he just loves MMA. I was like,
What's going on?
you want me to hit this? Because I will. Our next Patreon member, Ryan St. George, homeboy.
So good, homie.
Focus concentrates. Love
Thanks,
you,
Rye
bro. Rye guy.
Thanks for the Sin Mint, dog.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so that's kind of like the thing where I was like, you don't want to be like the thing. You want to be like a comic and then everything else. Yeah. Because that's the thing is like, this isn't like, I mean, I know we're doing dabs, and it's hard to be like, this isn't like a weed podcast. Like, I'm a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Trying to be high and mighty. We have good conversations and meaning. I mean, we are part
Yeah,
of the
for
fucking
5 minutes.
Yeah, for 5 minutes. And then the rest of the hour is just us fucking lit. We want it to be a little bit, something more. Yeah. That's what we try to, but it's all.
Are you trying to say you're not trying to be a weed ambassador of the United Weed Alliance?
I guess
of the universe.
I guess I am. I'm just trying to introduce I'm just trying to introduce all my good comic friends to good weed and great conversation. So I guess yes, I am a weed ambassador.
Justice League
It's a weird,
of
yeah.
weed.
There you go.
Extremely upset.
I'll fucking take that.
Code green.
Oh my God, yeah. Listen, I don't want to be
We've got a trader over here. They're not trying to basically proclaim the weed.
Oh, puppy. Oh,
Whoa. Yeah.
no, I'll fix it. Yeah, no, you're right.
No,
I do.
no,
Yeah, I got to answer the
I
call.
feel you though. I definitely feel you though.
I'll make sure it's lined up.
I didn't even realize it was on me. It's like, oh shit.
Oh man. No, but that's really interesting though. You know, it's kind. I'm so glad you stated that though, because I feel you exactly on that. I just don't really even talk about it that much, but like since I just been noticing that cannabis is really a part of so many things.
It is.
Everything.
I mean,
right
it's
now,
so
you know,
ingrained.
yeah.
To think it's not is ridiculous. I mean, it's a very big part about. It's a very big part of putting minorities in jail. You know, it's it's a lot of reasons. It's a lot.
Man, yeah.
It's a lot of reasons. Some kids can't see their fathers.
Man, that's all real.
Yeah, that's real. Listen, I love making jokes like that. One, because it's so real, and it's terrible. And I like making jokes about terrible things.
Man, definitely. That's the great part about being a comedian, right?
Yeah, man. It's also like weird being cooped up because I feel like the release is there's not a lot of it. So usually when you're constantly going up, your meter for saying fucked up shit isn't as is what it is right now. Because it's like I'll leave and I'll say some shit that's just wild, and it's like because I want a reaction. That's what the comedy is. You want a reaction. You also want it to be like funny and well written, obviously, but sometimes with your friends, you're just like, I want to fucking, I want someone to be like, what the fuck, Frank? And you're like, I like that. That's I like that. That's great. That's great.
Other people uncomfortable? Sign me up.
Yeah. And it's like, now you know what it was like when I was a kid. They're like, what the fuck? And it's like, sorry, this stuff I didn't work out, but now you guys get to suffer. I've been watching a lot of psychological movies with my wife.
They've only had one. The car's been broken, so she's working from home.
Yeah, we were together for like 7 days. They stole the catalytic converter.
We worked together? You mean she worked from home while you sat there?
I mean, I sat in my room and played fucking PlayStation, and it was just, I felt like I was a teenager. It was great. Didn't have to put clothes on. It was nice. Just sat in my own fucking filth. No, I watch a lot of Netflix. I don't know if you can tell I'm a gross person.
Thanks for watching, buddies, guys.
Yeah, hey. Subscribe to our Patreon.
You're married?
I am married.
married,
About a year and a half now. Been
and a
together for about 10 years now, going on a decade.
Kids?
No kids. I don't think
No
we're going to
kids
have
yet?
kids.
No.
Uh-oh. Too much
You
fun.
No. 6-year relationship, though.
Oh, 6-year relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Been
cool.
over
though.
6 years, kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's cool.
No kids.
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
No kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling, right? Someone accidentally tagged me on Instagram. It was a post about like just women and having their fathers in their lives and shit.
Yeah.
And some lady tagged, I guess, her ex-boyfriend very angrily, like, fuck you, Frank Castillo, for not being in your kid's life. And she tagged me, and I was so fucking high when it happened. that I looked at it and I was like, yo, did I fuck someone in Brooklyn? Like, I had to like think, and I was like, wait, no, I've never fucked anybody. And then I was like,
was roast battle.
oh yeah, I was like, wait a minute, like, and I've been in New York like once, but I was like, oh shit, and then I was like, oh wait, no, God, what am I, a fucking asshole? You know what I mean? I was so high, I was like, oh damn, did I? And I was like, wait, no, what are you fucking talking about, Frank? And then I was like, so funny. And then I didn't know what to say because I don't want to be like a dick, but I was just like, hey, that sucks that he's not in
Not
the kids.
me.
Yeah, it's not me.
I
but
think that's fair.
Yeah, I was like, it's not me, but
wrong
it's
Frank.
Yeah, I was like, it sucks that I was like, I was a product of divorce, blah 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 blah. I was also high and super empathetic, so I was like, if she needs a godfather, just let me know. So she messages me, and then we start talking. She sent me pictures of the kid and stuff. So I sent them $500, and no, I didn't send them money, but it was just like it was just very funny. And then like I ended up getting this woman. She showed me her like whole family and stuff. It was very funny, and I do actually kind of look like her ex, and his name is Frank Castillo, which is fucking wild. It's like the person I could have been. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't do stand up and I was a piece of shit, and I could have been a deadbeat dad. It's a very wild show.
That was
It's a very wild show. Yes, it is.
That was something, Frank.
All right, you want to do some dabs?
What's
Well, go
a
ahead.
difficult question? I want you know what?
For me or for you? For me, it's like 5 + 5. It's not a lot of tough things for me. Math was not one of my strong suits. What kind of tough question were you thinking of?
I'm thinking of this. I had a great question for you right here. Real deep too.
Oh shit!
You
Deep questions with
Really
Frank
deep.
Castillo.
really deep.
Okay.
I want you to really think hard about this answer too.
Okay.
So I wanted to say.
You want to set me up with a dab, and then you'll ask the question, I'll do the dab, and then I'll like think about it.
There you go. I asked the question and you just think
This is
about
gonna
it.
be a mess.
This is gonna
think
be
about
ridiculous.
You're gonna love it. So what it is it's basically if you could tell an epic legendary joke, right, to any person in the world that would basically say to you after you said the joke, oh my God, I love you. I will give you any help and support that you need.
Damn, that is like a
think we have-
great fucking question.
Help and support that you need. Who would that person be? I want you to think about that name.
I
Okay.
think we have the same answer.
Think about that name, who that person is, though, and then tell me your reason. Like,
Damn, that is a fucking. By the way, that is a fucking great question because
That's
what
it.
you're asking
Yeah.
is if you could guarantee validation from someone that you look up to, and then not only get that validation, but also get their approval, and also like I want to see you succeed. That's a fucking insane question.
Who would that person be?
Who do you think it is? I think I know. It's huh? I think I know yours. Can I guess? Kevin Smith, right? Oh, who?
My dad.
I'm so sorry. I'm laughing at that. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing at that. Oh my God, we all just want validation from our parents. Oh, that's so funny. Man, so I'm gonna take this dab and then I'll answer that question. But that is a great question. Because I've already
Fucking Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith.
Bro, you've gone to his pop-ups. You went to movies. You're not telling me if Kevin Smith was like, you're fucking hilarious, I'm going to do everything I can. Kevin Smith movie productions or whatever the fuck, View Askew is 100% behind you. You wouldn't be like, oh, this is dope.
That'd be cool.
Oh, okay. See, exactly. Damn. Oh, fuck, that's crazy. Fuck, that is a good question. I mean,
You know what? It's okay. You have to take
no,
the dab
no.
first.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna take the dab first.
You're
'Cause
taking the dab first.
and I know the answer too.
It's it's a real difficult one.
I'll tell
right
you,
there.
it's between two. It's between Rogan and Chappelle. That's what for me. It's between
Rogan
Rogan and Chappelle.
Wow.
And I have great stories with both of them. But yeah, it's definitely with both of those two. You know, but also like maybe not like fully. I mean, I've gotten the support from both of them, and I've gotten that okay.
Good. That's a good one.
It's very lemony.
Yeah, that's a Golden State banana. Thanks to Summit Boys hooking us up.
Yes. You guys.
Favorite part of the episode: Frank drinks his milk. How much dab is left?
Wow.
Let's go, Frank.
That was a lot, though, right?
That was a solid. That was bigger than his last dab. It was like a 0.25. Nice quarter gram to the head.
Need some water, brother?
Need some oxygen. You got an oxygen tank?
Yeah.
Thanks to Anthony and Mike for that one, the homies over at Summit Boys.
No, that was a mega dab.
Yeah, that was a fat ass dab.
Yeah, that was mega.
Wow.
Hands up. Yeah.
Thank you, JP. Oh.
Whoa.
Some people are like, that looks like it hurts. And you know what? You'd be surprised. It hurts a lot. It's a lot of the suffocating.
Yeah.
Tight chest.
Should probably stop dabbing, Frank.
No.
Probably take a break.
It's a pandemic, man. It's either this or just shots of whiskey. If I do shots of whiskey, then I'm just screaming at my TV. And then the neighbors wake up. And then they report us to ICE.
Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so I guess it would have to be...
you know what I do? You know what I do in those situations where I'm coughing
Ice?
a lot and stuff
Oh.
like that? You sit, posture up, right? Sit, posture up. Yeah, and then you can close your eyes too. Close your eyes too, you know? You don't, like, I think that, like, when your body is being affected, when you're coughing and stuff, like, it's obviously, like, trying to reject something of a reaction, so but if you're able to, like, calm your nerves, you know, and that's where like I really believe in spirituality and meditation. So you do that, and then, like, man, everything calms down, like, so fast.
To answer your question, Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I love that answer. Love Dave Chappelle.
But in the sense of, like, you know, I've gotten to open for him a little bit, but, like, to be one of his, like, Mo Amer.
You open for Chappelle?
Yeah, I've opened for him a few times.
No way.
Locally at the store, I would always open his shows when he was there. I got to do like 10 minutes up top, and then I got to open up for him in the Punchline in San Francisco, and that was amazing. That was life changing. But, you know, as a young comic, to be around him all the time, to see him go up all the time, to watch him do his shit, it really, you know, Mo Amer went through that, and I've watched him only blow up and get better. I mean, when I went out with Mo, I got so much better at stand-up. Just being with him all the time, watching how he worked, watching his work ethic, watching how he thought, how he approached stuff. You know, it really elevates your game, especially your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dave Chappelle is an epic, legendary comic. He's one of the greats.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And you know why I got so much love for him is that he's always smoked too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
It's half baked, bro.
Yeah, and he's like, what I love his comedy too is just that it's like so it comes off so natural.
Yeah.
With him, it's not a forced like spectacle of attention to try and be funny.
Yeah.
Which is I think is like that's real genuine comedy.
Yeah, man.
When you're able to do that, one of my favorite comics is Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Definitely love Seinfeld. If I could work, Seinfeld would be one of my favorites ever to work with.
Yeah. Who are some of the comics that you would like definitely love to work with and or meet?
Definitely Seinfeld. Definitely Chappelle for sure. You know what? I want to work with this guy just because this guy is like freaking. I think he's so hilarious. Michael Blackson.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I want to work with him. He's just freaking hilarious, like just naturally.
Yeah.
Just whatever, roaming around, being a funny guy. It's like I think that's just like that comes. That like he's got that natural gift right there. Definitely would love to work with Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to work with The Rock.
Yeah.
Gotta work with The Rock. It's interesting for me. I want to work with. This is somebody that I gotta work with Yusaku Maezawa and Elon Musk.
I know who Elon Musk. Who's
Yusaku Maezawa
No.
is? So he's the Japanese billionaire who started the Dear Moon project with Elon Musk and SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
So he wants to bring 8 artists to the moon, and I want to be one of those artists.
Oh, what?
So I'm
What's he?
campaign to
What's
be.
he doing? What's he?
He basically donated over $1 billion
Yeah. Why does he want to bring them to the moon?
because he wants to.
Spruce up the place.
He wants to bring these 8 artists to be inspired by
like what they could
what
create
they can
from
see
Okay.
and what they're inspired by.
Oh, see how dumb I am? I'm like, why are they going to bring this? And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, to
that.
fucking
Hang painting?
see the edge of space and then, I don't know, up their game. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Some life-changing shit like that would trip me out. I'd want,
It's really interesting, too.
could you imagine doing mushrooms in space?
Dude, you already know
Just close your
Yusaku's
When you do mushrooms.
Yusaku's going to have
Oh,
that.
dude. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. That dab and then you saying that really kind of fucked me up a little bit. I don't want to look outside. I just got really sweaty. I need you to take care of the next 15 minutes of this podcast. You're right. We are doing fucking mushrooms in space, except I'm not doing mushrooms right now. I'm just high as shit. Okay, it's over. I'm good. Anyways.
Frank.
Oh, that one really tripped me out, man.
I have to call your wife.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
yeah. My wife. Sorry.
Yes. That's on an innovation tip with Elon. All the billionaires. For me, I started doing. We didn't get into this aspect yet, but I basically started doing portraitures of high-powered billionaires, and then basically dominating their high-powered provenance.
Yeah.
By gifting the artwork to all the billionaires with this high-powered gift of honor.
Okay.
And I let them know that I created it with the methodology of Leonardo da Vinci.
Huh.
That's the stance of what the art is created on. And
Damn.
yeah, so it's basically giving a billionaire like let's just say like a $10 million piece of artwork or a $25 million piece of artwork.
Yeah.
And then, us delivering it with white gloves, and then basically I would be there, with honor, and I would actually bow down too, as if like, oh yes, this is an honor for me to bring a $20 million piece of artwork to your house. And so I play the game. I do that, and that's the most honorable way to basically obtain provenance for me.
Yeah.
How
much provenance have you gotten?
Man, let me show you. That's what I brought here today. So it's interesting. I just came back from.
Oh, it says portfolio. I thought that I'm so high. I thought we were all just mispronouncing portfolio. Providence.
Yeah, I just came back from a. Today I came back from a high-powered meeting at a $100 million mansion.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God, in Bel Air.
Mind you, $50 million mansions and $100 million mansions. Totally different kind of mansions.
Man, totally different. This wasn't. It's hard for me even say it's a mansion. I was like, this is not a
compound?
mansion. This is you have your luxury resort hotel here. That's what this is here.
This is a fucking production studio. Yeah.
I was like, you need a staff here. You really need a staff to actually execute that and to be in that.
And they're definitely not going to be white. You know what I mean?
Man,
pay that extra money. You know? Can you make sure none of them are white? All right, thank you. That'll be. I know that's an extra $1 million, but we really want to feel good here. Is what I'm guessing. I know that's me just painting a broad strokes of picture, but anyways.
Definitely.
You are, dog.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
But I do portraits of high-powered billionaires, and actually, let me tell you how cold-blooded the game is, how I am with it. I created a portrait of Michael Milken, 3.7 billion in net worth. He does the Milken Institute in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
He supports his institute supports prostate cancer research and all that. So, and he's very smart. He does the conference with all the billionaire gatherings, and he gets a lot of sponsorship money.
Yeah.
So he'll get maybe about $50 million per event just in sponsorship back.
Yeah.
So it's a business for him.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like basically like me saying, like, if I had that billionaire network, why wouldn't I monetize and have them, all these people keep donating into what I do?
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. And so my brother, he knew that I wanted to get to a billionaire with my artwork. And I asked him, I said, do you know a billionaire? I said, I don't mean personally. I'm just saying, do you know anyone that has connections towards a billionaire? And then he said, Michael Milken, the Milken Institute.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I do the audio and visual. So he said, I'm going to get you in to the Milken. And he said, as a volunteer for the Milken Institute. And I was like, then you're inside the door. And then I said, you know what? Sign me up. Sign me up. You bet I'll volunteer. If I'm going to go, my only focus is to go in there like a freaking Navy SEAL, like 007, and I'm going to get to that billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do anything it takes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I drew the artwork of Michael Milken the night before, and I drew the hell out of it. Just like Leonardo da Vinci. Put it inside the frame, and I put it inside my bag. And I remember I prayed. I remember I was praying that night, and I was like, okay, man, this is a sign from God. Like, I'm set up. I'm gonna be in a billionaire's building.
Yeah.
I just need to get to him. So I didn't get an answer, but I told myself I'm gonna go there 1 hour earlier, and I'm gonna pray again.
Yeah.
And I went 1 hour earlier to the Milken Institute, and I was praying in my car, and then I said, God, what should I do? And then God said, Master Artist, you already created the masterpiece. All you got to do is show the artwork to the people, and the people will bring you to that man. That's the words that I heard in my head. And then I drove up to the Milken Institute, and the first person that I met was Ramiro, the parking attendant. And I pulled out the piece of artwork, and I said, have you seen this guy? And he goes, oh, that's the boss. And then I was like, oh, man. He's like, you created that? I said, yeah. And then they said he looked at it. He grabbed the piece of artwork even closer, and he looked at the details. And he's like, oh, my God. He's all like, you're not just talented. You're, like, amazing. I said, yeah, I'm a master artist. I'm the best of the best. And then he's like, you know what? I can give it to him. He's like, my brother is his driver. So they call me in whenever Michael Milken comes to the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Michael. I see him every day. I can give it to him. And then I told him, I said, no. Can't give it to him. I said, I got to hand it to him.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. You know what I mean? Like, I have my demo tape. Oh, I'll give it to him. I was like, no. I have to give him my demo tape.
I have to hand it to them.
Yeah,
See,
the
smart.
yeah. So that's how I treat the art, because it's a multi-million-dollar piece of artwork.
Yeah.
I cannot hand that to you to like hand over. I have to be the one. He has to see me and he has to bless me, and I have to see the reaction of how he takes the art.
Yeah.
Because Michael Milken, the story is crazy on how he looked at the artwork. So the Romero says, I'll call you. He said, give me your number. I gave him my number, and he says, I'll call you when he comes in. I could do it. And I said, bet. So mind you, this is what I was doing. I was driving a truck for the Milken Institute as a volunteer. They had me driving a cargo truck, picking up all their equipment and stuff at their warehouse back to the Milken Institute. Romero calls me up and he goes, hey, Master Artist, I just saw Michael Milken. I told him about your artwork. He said, bring him up to my office. And I was like, oh, I'll be right there. Drove back to the Milken Institute. He's like, you got the art? I got the artwork. And I looked at him. I said, Romero. I said, why? I said, why are you doing this? This is amazing. He said, I just met you, but I feel something about you, and you're talented. And he goes, and you're a good man. And I just said, oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He walked me up. We went to the top of the building. This is what taught me a lot about life. There are barriers, people that are guardians that will keep you from meeting billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be smart.
They're called assistants.
Yep, assistants and also secretaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Assistants and secretaries. So the first person that we met was his assistant, and his assistant was this super like political, like you can see this like all whited out old white guy. He looked like a politician.
Yeah.
But he had like giant, like a huge library.
Yeah.
Of books like
Okay.
all behind him, and it was like walking to go see a judge.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this was ominous.
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, this is ridiculous. And then there's some doors to the side, and then he's like, gentlemen, you gentlemen have not followed protocol upon entering. He's Michael is very busy right now, working on many meetings right now. Yeah. Obviously, they're multi-million-dollar meetings, right? Or billion-dollar meetings.
Yeah.
And then, anyhow, Romero says to the guy, to the assistant, he goes, the boss told me to bring him. And then
smart.
He said, the boss told me.
Yeah.
And then he looked at him, and he was kind of like looking at him like, he was just like, he wasn't trusting it.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
Yeah. And so
it was one of those things of like, all right, am I going to get chewed out? Because he was weighing the risk of like, am I going to get in trouble, or am I going to get chewed out for not letting this person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get that. And
he was really assessing it.
Yeah, that's smart.
He kind of didn't want to do it, but then when he said the boss
he was like,
told me to bring him,
yeah.
he was like, let me bring you to the next room. And then we went to the next room, and then it was Milken's secretary. And this was
the
like
second boss.
You're gonna trip out on her as a character. She was like basically like the cranky old principal at a elementary school. That's the kind of attitude that she had. And she was like,
bitch.
Oh my god.
I'm so high I saw my shadow and was like, what the fuck? I continue.
We stepped in the room, and the first thing that she said was, no, 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 no. She's like, you have to email me. You have to go through the protocol. And then, mind you, the door was open, though. You could see Michael Milken on the phone, and he had a guest. He had somebody else in his office with him. And then Romero, I love, God bless his soul. He was so gangster with it. He told the secretary, the boss told me to bring him up like 10 minutes ago. And then she's looking at him like he's in a meeting. And then Romero's so gangster with it. I love him so much. They were counting him out. They were like, he's just a freaking parking attendant.
Yeah.
He's the lowest on the totem pole. How could he be up here with his master artist? Trying to bring a a portrait to Michael right now? What? Shoot, they were both looking at us crazy.
Yeah.
And Ramiro was so gangster with it. He goes, "Hey, Michael, Michael." And then Michael's on the phone. He hangs up the phone.
Yeah.
Come on in. Come on in.
That's what we call a relationship.
Yeah.
And the assistant and the secretary were hating.
Yeah.
Just looking at us like walk by like.
Because you had the power.
Yeah. But that taught me a lot about life.
Yeah.
With that one. It taught me like.
Fuck secretaries.
Yeah. And assistants.
Yeah, bro. And
Yeah,
assistants,
you got to
man.
be real
Fuck them.
careful.
Yeah.
A lot of them, a lot of those types of people will pop attitude, you know, and yeah, it's definitely it's a tough situation with assistants and secretaries.
Yeah.
They're trying to be guardians.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
barriers, so.
Well, what's this? I'm so high.
But, oh no, right here. This is the provenance that I wanted to bring you guys of the art that I created.
Oh shit.
So I just wanted to show you the different people that are in my provenance. So we got King LeBron James.
Yeah.
King LeBron. I'm gonna put it right here. You guys can see it.
Tremendous.
We got Andy Warhol.
Wow, that's a dope Andy Warhol.
Thank you. You know Andy Warhol. Oh, by the way, I didn't want to.
Yeah. Do you want to show the camera?
You know, this is King James.
Yeah.
Let me do this properly. Hail to the King, LeBron James.
Yeah.
You know what? I have so much respect and honor for this man right here as a competitor, to be at the top of his game,
Yeah.
to be the best of the best. No, undeniable. No questions asked. He's the greatest. He's not the greatest of all time, but I say he's the greatest today.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Michael Jordan is still the GOAT.
Yeah.
But LeBron James today is the greatest that's living today.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, untouchable. He's going to win multiple championships with the Lakers. I could see that happening. Then he will be recognized as the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen. LeBron James, much love and respect. I had to do with LeBron James. This is my first LeBron James that I created.
Andy Warhol, also a great basketball player.
Andy Warhol. One of the most high-powered art brands of all time. I believe he's number 2
Yeah.
in the all-time.
Who's number 1?
Number 1 is Pablo Picasso.
That makes sense.
So you got Andy Warhol, number 2. So his artwork is sold the second most all-time art brand of all time. So, and his art brand is so strong in dominating the billionaire demographic
Yeah.
that there are certain dealers and certain people that are in that market that actually dominate the market.
Okay.
So that affects basically the taste in those collectors that are buying the Warhols
Taste
and the
makers.
billionaires, but then they'll also buy a lot of contemporary artwork,
Yeah.
right? So but this guy right here, the greatest pop artist of all time, what I learned from Warhol was he's the most genius, marketable artist of all time.
Yeah.
His mind was actually like, it was so genius. I saw the breakdown of how he broke down the whole world of fame and art and money. Like, he broke it all down like a little science. Like, he was pinpointing things, and people don't realize that about him. They just think like, oh, how did he become so recognized and so big? But he set everything up in his whole career, and he made himself into a figment of a character that people are praising till this day.
Yeah. Huge legend still.
Andy Warhol, yeah, especially with the LGBT aspect also, and Warhol's character is it's definitely epic and legendary. One of the great ones. But I will say this, Andy Warhol, He ain't got no skill, no talent, none of that stuff.
Damn.
Nah, he ain't got none of
Calling
that.
out Andy
Yeah,
Warhol.
he ain't got none of that. He's just a genius of marketing. I will give him all the love and power.
I mean,
and
there's
respect
so
on that.
many untalented people that are geniuses at
Yeah,
marketing.
but he's an
It's
untalented
literally the
mega
name of the
genius,
game. Yeah.
right, of art. That's what I call him. He's an untalented mega genius of art.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, he's not here for innovation. He's here to actually silkscreen some things. He's trying to do things that are actually the simplest and easiest ways to do it, to call yourself an artist, and then sell it for the highest price point, which is okay. That's the business of art, and that's what the reality of what Warhol did.
Yeah.
He made the business of art the art.
Yeah, no, I've watched comedy
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah. This gentleman right here is Francois Pinois. He's the owner of Christie's.
I have no idea what Christie's is.
His net worth is $12 billion.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Who's that?
He also owns companies like LVMH, Louis Vuitton.
Oh, okay. Looks like it. Never mind. Epstein's headshot. That's
Francois Pinois. He's actually recognized as the world's wealthiest art collector in the world,
okay.
international. He's from Paris, France. High-powered provenance.
They say bread weird there.
This is the beautiful Farrah Abraham. You guys know Farrah Abraham?
No.
She's a social media star.
Is it the 16?
Yes, she is.
And then she did a
You
porn
know
thing?
exactly
Yeah.
who she is.
She didn't do porn at
You know
16. She was
exactly
she was a teen mom.
Teen mom.
And
Yeah,
then-
she I seduced her.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did. Remember I told you I seduced beautiful?
yeah.
Yeah, I was just
By
like,
the way, that seems like the type of woman it would work on.
it would work
She
on
seems
easy.
the kind of person that you show her a picture of herself, she'd be like, "Yeah, I'll fuck you."
Oh, dude, it was like a snap of a finger. Yeah, like I was
You've
like,
seen what I've done to get on TV. You'll just see what I'll do for a picture of myself.
teen mom,
Yeah.
Farrah Abraham. Yeah, I was just flexing. I wanted to test out my laws of seduction on her, and I drew a masterpiece portrait of her beauty, and boom, she came. Yeah, it was as easy as that.
Wild.
Oh, here goes Michael Milken, my good buddy.
Nice.
This is the story of Michael Milken, of how I told you I met him through Romero.
Yeah.
Romero is my guardian angel. Love him to death. Love him so much. Brought me to Michael Milken, told me you're a good man, master artist. You're a good man, and you're amazingly talented. You're not just talented, you're like freaking incredible. I said, oh no, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And he says, I'm going to get you there. I'm going to gangster you to that
It's a
billionaire.
good friend, bro.
And I love that. He was a man that you don't get people that do that.
No.
Yeah. Michael Milken, high-powered philanthropist, humanitarian, does a lot of great support right now for COVID. But he did it mainly, his foundation mainly supports prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. High-powered. He brings in all the funding for all that.
Fuck yeah.
This is the man right here. I love him so much.
So,
Want to really build with Michael Milken on a
Yeah.
high-powered level with all of his causes. That's how you do great things with these billionaires.
Mhm.
You have to think smart. It's not just about getting their provenance, but now you want to actually bring your resources as an artistic, creative individual who can actually support him in his campaign
Yeah.
on what he does. Then there will be a business interaction between you guys.
Yeah.
So that's the way to do it.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here he goes. This is Eli Broad, the owner of the Broad Museum in
Oh,
downtown
yeah.
Los Angeles. That's, if you don't know, that's that big white ice cube building that has all kinds of little holes in it.
Yeah.
But that's the Broad building. It has, I believe he has $1 billion worth of art
Jeez.
Yeah.
in that building. He has Damien Hirst, Jeff Koons, Andy Warhol's, Basquiat's. He's got a lot of high-powered art over there. But Eli Broad, 7.5 billion net worth. He wants to give 3/4 of that back to the art world.
Wow.
Definitely Eli Broad. Oh yes. This is the beautiful Jeannie Buss, owner of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I did not know that.
Jeannie Buss, owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. Her net worth is 500 million, but I believe she'll be getting to $1 billion this year now that she's won the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she took over the franchise from her father, Jerry Buss.
Okay.
And but yes, Jeannie Buss, the owner, she's the one that writes LeBron James's check.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Signed by her. Damn.
Oh yeah, signed by Jeannie Buss.
What's the goal? We're almost at hitting 2 hours. It's gonna be a fun one.
See, I can't even pronounce his name because I don't want to disrespect his name, but I will give him the most high-powered provenance of who this is. This is the ruler of Dubai.
Okay.
12 billion net worth. The ruler of Dubai.
Damn.
I'll go to his room.
It's the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
This is Ariana Rockefeller. She is the heiress to the Rockefeller family.
Jesus Christ.
Ariana Rockefeller. I don't even want to say the net worth.
I mean,
this is Bernard Arnault, the owner of LVMH.
yeah.
Bernard Arnault. I believe he's also a 12 billion net worth. People from France. A lot of billionaires from France.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Patrick Drahi. He's the owner of Sotheby's.
Yeah. Sotheby's?
Sotheby's? Yep.
I don't know. I'm bad with words.
You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
The Sotheby's? Yep. That's where they sell all the multi-million-dollar art pieces. So he purchased the entire company, I believe, for it wasn't even that much. I believe it was somewhere like $3 billion.
Yeah.
And then he pretty much owns it now. and I said, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
This guy basically bought 40% of the art market by doing that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Pretty much. I was like, yeah, I definitely got to do his portrait.
Yeah.
Line forces with him. Oh, here we go. This is Larry Gagosian. He's the #1 art dealer in the world. His net worth is 500 million. But he's the individual that basically he made Jeff Koons and Damien Hirst artwork worth $100 million.
Yeah.
All just through his connections. And he knows all these other guys right here that he sells art to.
Okay.
This is Francois Henry Pinoy. This is the son of Francois Pinoy. He is married to Salma Hayek. His net worth is $12 billion. He owns a company called Kering Company, and they own companies like Dior
Yeah.
and Gucci.
Damn. It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Too much money.
Yeah.
I think this guy right here has got a lot of money too.
Bill Gates.
So we got Bill Gates here. I believe Bill, his net worth just touched below 100 billion. So he is, I believe, in the 99 billion net worth. Bill Gates, he's a part of my provenance. Like I said, I made him $1 million. And that's how I became an independent fine artist, after I made Bill $1 million. So Bill's a part of my provenance. This is Jean-Michel Basquiat. Definitely one of the world's greatest recognized art brands of all time.
Mm-hmm.
His artwork is being cherished and pushed to the highest degree right now, so definitely got to cherish his legacy.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Basquiat and Andy Warhol go hand in hand. This is David Hockney. David Hockney is a living artist still. I believe he might be in his 90s. He just sold an art piece for $90.3 million, which is the second highest sold piece of artwork by a living artist. David Hockney.
Looks like bubbles.
Here we go.
Hilarious.
We got Elon. You guys know Elon?
Yeah.
SpaceX, Tesla. We want to work with Elon. And then this gentleman right here, as I told you, Yusaku Maezawa.
Wow.
So he's the billionaire from Japan
Yeah.
that partnered with Elon. And they said, let's make the Dear Moon project.
Yeah.
He put $1 billion in. He buys 8 seats on
Yeah.
the Dragon 9. And then, bam, he brings me and 7 other artists
Fuck yeah,
to
dude.
the moon.
That's fucking dope.
And of course, you guys know this guy.
Jefe Bezos.
Hey, bruh, dude, the number one most wealthiest man in the world. Can't believe his wife, who got a divorce from him, she's like,
Yeah.
what is
Yep.
she like? Number like,
Yep. Number like 7.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
like
It's wild.
number 10 or something like that.
Yep.
Like in the world, like that's wild.
Even prenups don't last anymore. It's crazy.
Wow.
Damn, dude. We're almost hitting 2. I'm high as shit. Do you want to plug anything before we go?
What was that?
You want to plug anything before we go?
Plug anything in?
Social media, where can people find you?
Social media, let's see, The Master Artist. You can find me at Jason Lee Arts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah.
Dude, thank
Google
you
me.
so much for stopping by, bro.
Yes.
Dude, I really
Blew my
appreciate
mind
you,
for a
bro.
little
You
bit
really
there.
did. You really fucking blew my mind. This whole conversation was great. I'm so high as shit. This was a lot of fun.
I'm so high as shit too, and you know what? I'm telling you, we're gonna have another second round.
Oh no, we're gonna keep smoking after this. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're still gonna keep smoking after this.
Yeah. We're
but-
gonna have another second session,
Oh, of course.
because I gotta get deep on you guys. I didn't tell you guys, I'm a master artist. I'm an art god, but I'm also a strip club legend.
What the fuck?
So you
God
guys-
damn it.
You guys didn't even like talk about that, which is like, that's like the story that everyone is mesmerized by.
Yeah.
In regards to me, and like I told you, is
Well, we'll definitely have you on. We'll definitely have you back on again. Absolutely.
oh yeah, I'll let you guys know. What happened was I made $250,000 and I went to a strip club for like 100 days straight,
Uh huh.
and then I
God, that sounds
drew
like a
all
dream.
the strippers,
Uh huh.
but I drew 300 strippers though, in 100 days, and so I just got like
Yeah.
so great at drawing. Like
Strippers.
the beautiful women.
Yeah,
strippers.
beautiful women. Yeah.
And then
strippers
sed-
are mostly beautiful women.
I went in there because I wanted to master the laws
Yeah.
of seduction
Yeah.
in regards to drawing.
Yeah. Dude, absolutely, we'll have you back and we'll talk all about that. Fuck, dude, this was great. Hey, my name's Frank Castillo. This is Buddies. Across from me is my homie JP. What is up?
What's up, guys?
Our guest today is the master artist Jason Lee.
Art God.
Art God, bro. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.